Alright, what's going on, guys? We're back with another Dokkan Battle video, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Easy A's for the World Tournament characters, the Caulifla and the Kale. So for this, we're going to jump in. We're going to see how they perform on a U6 team. They want like Universe 6 Peppy Gals. They want each other around. So I'm going to throw them on a full Universe 6 team, see how well they perform, and hopefully these are pretty good. I mean, they're World Tournament units, so I don't expect that much. But reading their kits, they seem like they might be pretty good. So let's go ahead and jump in and let's see what these girls can do. Okay, so here on turn one, we've got Caulifla with us here. Let's go ahead and take a look at what she's got going on for her kit here. So she gets 160% attack and defense per Universe 6 or Peppy Gal category ally on the team, depending which one has more. She's going to get an additional 30% attack and defense and chance to crit up by 6%. So we're running on our full U6 team anyway, so she's going to get that full buff. This does also kind of show that she can run with Peppy Gals as well. Maybe help make that team a little bit better. Maybe we'll see. When there's an ally whose name includes Kale on the team, just on the team, doesn't have to be with her, she gets initial attack up by 160%, a great chance to dodge, and launches an additional super, which is pretty good. So having the, additional super and the dodge specifically, which is having Kale on the team, really helps, meaning you don't have to run them with each other for her to get this major part of her passive. But if you do have her in the same turn, she's going to get another 10% dodge, right? So it's going to bring up to 80% if you have a Kale running alongside her. For one turn from her entry turn, she's going to get another 10%, right? So that's 90% on her first turn, 80% from there on, as long as you have a Kale next to you. For every attack that she dodges, she gets 30% attack and defense up to 90%, so she needs to just dodge 3 attacks. And then after performing 6 or more attacks in battle, she's got her additional chance to launch a super, right? She's got a great chance to launch a super attack after performing 6 or more attacks. Well, right here, she's already got 2 built in, right? You get your hidden potential off. Maybe she'll get another one. And this just to say attacks. It doesn't say super attacks. So as long as she does either a super or a normal, this is going to count for her. So we've got her here. We've got the Caulifla and Kale right here. So she does have Kale in the name. Therefore, she is getting an additional 10% chance to dodge. So right now for this turn, she's up to 90%. So I've seen 90% fail before. So let's see if she can dodge for us here. We'll go ahead and grab that. I'll pick that up. Okay, so far so good. Here we go. Can you dodge this one? This is the big one. Yep, okay, good. So that frees her from being stunned, right? Because Vegeta stuns with his super. There you go. She's got at least 2 coming in. And no third. Okay, that's okay. So she's dodged enough attacks where she's got that fully built up part of her passive, right? The 30% attack and defense, up to 90% per attack evaded. So that is fully built at this point. So she's almost like got her full passive, like almost ready, right? Other than like performing 6 or more attacks. So one thing I want to see is how well these guys do here. Because I think Goku's still got another super coming in. I assume aimed at them. Oh, maybe not. Okay. So they're fine.
If I were to come up with a stance that would bring out my full potential, it'd be this.
Alright, so now on this turn we've got Kale here. So let's go ahead and see what Kale can do for us. She's got attack and defense up by 260. Universe 6 and Peppy Gals category allies get Ki +2 and attack and defense up by 40%. And Pure Saiyans get an additional 20% attack and defense. So basically, if you run her a full U6 girls team, right? Caulifla Kales, whatever. They're going to get the full brunt of this passive. So she has great support. When there's an ally whose name includes Caulifla on the team, she gets another 100 or 160% defense, a great chance to guard, and launches additional super. However, if Caulifla is in the same turn, that guard becomes guaranteed, which is great. So, I mean, just having her on the team gives her a chance to protect herself a little bit more. Having her with her makes sure that she does get that guard. And she's getting a bunch of defense here. So that's definitely going to help. For one turn from the character's turn, she's going to launch an additional super. When she has 12 or more keys, she gets another 120% attack and defense. And after performing 6 or more attacks in battle, she's going to get an additional attack that's a great chance to become a super. So just like Caulifla does. So basically, Kale's more built for, like, I would call it tanking and attacking a little bit more supporting, and then kind of like trying to buff her own defense to stay alive. The only thing here is, you know, she doesn't have damage reduction, but one thing we didn't look at with Kale, or with Caulifla, is the super attack effects. So for Kale, she's going to greatly raise her attack, she's going to raise defense, and she's going to lower enemy defense, greatly lower enemy defense. This is stacking, so she's going to permanently do this. And I think Caulifla is the flipped, right? She's going to greatly raise defense and raise attack. So them together is just like, they work in harmony, basically. Now, I'm a little worried about this turn here for survivability, because all the attacks are going right at slot 1. Caulifla is usually pretty good, because she's going to dodge the very first attack comes at her. She's got 20% damage reduction. I mean, she should be fine. But maybe we put hit up there. It might have a better chance to dodge, but I want to keep the Cauliflas and Kales and all them together. I mean, what is your... I mean, you're going to be guarding, right? But you don't have any damage reduction. That's the only issue. So yeah, I mean, we'll do this. If we die, we'll just basically jump back into it. It won't be any fault of theirs. It's just the way these events roll, man. Sometimes you just get really unlucky with some of the way these events play out. All right, she was guaranteed to dodge that first attack. Oh yeah, no, she's dead. She's dead. Okay, let's jump into a different event with them. Okay, yeah, so we saw with Caulifla, basically, she's great at dodging, but if she doesn't dodge, she's dead, especially early on, right? Which doesn't have a lot of chance to kind of build up a little bit more. And like I said, these guys are built for long-term events. I think they're going to be very good in things like festival battles, you know, where they can like have the time to truly build up, because they are stackers, right? They stack attack and defense. So the longer they're around, the longer they're in these events, the stronger and stronger and stronger they're going to start to really feel. Okay, cool. She got 3. She got 4. Okay, so that definitely helps out. So her 3 is pretty much guaranteed, right? She gets her original, she gets the one from having Caulifla on the team, and then she's gonna have one for the first turn. Okay, she took that super really well. And then we got her hidden potential, so I'll take that. But yeah, I mean, the longer these guys are around, the better and better I think they're gonna feel. So I think it's just gonna come down to what kind of events you run them in, or how long you kind of take to let them build up before moving on to like the harder phases of events. Again, they are just world tournament units, so I don't expect them to be like groundbreakingly crazy, but I do think that they're going to serve a pretty good purpose on their team. And the U6 team is pretty decent, right? Depending on like, I mean, everything's kind of situational, depending on how you run them, depending on what you're going against, depending on your RNG. You know, either they're going to perform super well, or you might struggle a little bit here and there. But ideally, like, they're gonna do what they need to do, and they're gonna do it well. I've always been a fan of the Universe 6 team, especially like the Caulifla Kales, just because of like mainly how synergistic they run with each other. They're always really built to have another one around, right? They're pretty, they call it codependent on each other, right? They can still perform pretty well if they're not linked up. Because for these guys, like, just having a Caulifla or a Kale in the team activates a majority of the other one's passive. Having them run together just gives you a little bit more of a buff, but not anything that's like groundbreakingly crazy. I mean, the guard is pretty important, but again, she doesn't even have damage reduction. So some of these like harder hitting fights, like special battle, are going to still hurt a lot. But they kind of make up for that in the fact that they're going to continuously stack and stack and stack as they're building up right through the longer fights. So, again, things like Festival Battle are going to be where they're going to perform, I think, super well. Okay, so let's go ahead. We'll keep Caulifla up front because she is a dodgy little girl. So we'll keep her up there. We'll do that, we'll do that, we'll do that. I imagine Kefla is probably going to finish off black here. There you go. Yep. Caulifla, every time she attacks, she's raising her attack. She's greatly raising her defense, which is going to help when those times where she doesn't dodge. Where Kale is going to be greatly raising her attack and then just raising her defense, because she's meant to be the hard hitter. Caulifla is meant to be the defensive, dodgy character. So nice. Good. Yeah, so I think she's fully built up in her passive as of this point. I mean, she's done more than 6 attacks, so she's got the additional great chance of doing another super, which again, the more and more supers that these girls do, the better and better and better they're going to start to look. Okay, for this turn here, I think what we're going to do is we're going to start to split them up a little bit, because I want to have one of them each running with the LR Caulifla Kale. So we'll keep Caulifla here because she can dodge. So we'll throw her up front. We'll do this, and there's really not much more I want to see from them, because really, now really all they have left to them to really see is just watching their numbers go up and up and up as they continuously attack and get better and stronger. So really, I mean, what we could do is just see them towards the end of this fight, but it's not really going to matter all that much because it's just watching their stats go up, right? And it's going to continuously do that forever as long as they're around and they don't die. So really, there's not much more to see from them. We might go like another turn each, you know, because they're going to be split up. So we might go another like couple turns here, and then we'll pretty much call this a video, I think. Overall, I think they're pretty good. Like, they do what they're meant to do on this team, and they do it well. And Zamsu's dodging, so that kind of sucks for us, but that's fine. She's still getting those stacks in. Even if Zamsu dodges, I'm pretty sure, I mean, she's still getting her built up buff from her supers in there, so it's not like it really matters that much. All right, well, it kind of sucks this popped up now, but actually, we're gonna do Caulifla's active, because this will buff the whole team. So she's going to be juicing up the entirety of the Universe 6 team. We'll just do all this. Of course, she changed the key spheres. I mean, it's fine. I think all she just needs to pick them up. They don't need to be a certain type. Of course, that's the time you want to change the entire field like that. Do that, and we'll get to the next turn with Caulifla. Okay, again for this turn, we'll go ahead and use Caulifla's active again to get another additional 16% attack and defense for the team. All right, and then we are, I guess technically, we'll throw, yeah, I mean, we'll put Kale up here, just because she's going to want to pick up all these orbs. I don't really want to waste those orbs. Kale might kill here if she gets a bunch of crits. Yeah, if she starts throwing crits around, Kale's gonna definitely kill. Unless Zamasu wants to dodge something. Nope. He's just taking it taking it all head on. Sure, dog. Okay. So Caulifla does get a turn here. Yeah, I mean, we're seeing her numbers go up. So she's just going to continuously get stronger. There you go. Yep, there it is. Yeah, I think they're pretty good. You know, once you get them kind of rolling, they're a very good addition to this team. That's for sure. Okay, so what we're going to do is actually, I mean, it really doesn't matter whether you use Caulifla or Kale here, just because it's still Kale plus Caulifla, so it's still in the name. So Kale is still getting the buff from her being there. What I want to do is I'm going to put Kale in slot 1 because I want to see how well she does. You know, we're not trying to win anything here. We're not trying to do whatever. I just want to see how, because she's got her guard. Okay, she dodged. Okay, I was kind of hoping maybe she gets supered right away. Just kind of see how much damage she takes with her guard. And after doing like all these attacks that she's been building up. Yeah, I mean, I like them. I do. You know, a lot of stuff, we had a little bit of bad luck in the beginning. I took that for double digits. A little bit of bad luck in the beginning just with, like, I mean, the way RNG goes, right? But, like, for these characters, again, like, I'll say it again and again and again, they're meant for the longer events. They're meant to build up over time. So if you throw them into one of these fights that's, like, blow you away right out of the gates, they might not look nearly as well because they're not going to have a chance to really kind of shine, right, in the capacity that they were meant to after stacking over and over and over and over again. Right, their base stats aren't going to be anything crazy because they are a free-to-play World Tournament character, so they're not coming in here with insanely busted stats, insanely busted kits to survive these, like, crazy bosses that we have right now out of the gate. But you give them the time and you let them kind of build up, and I think they'll kind of just show you what they can really do. I mean, we've seen everything we want from them, so we might just kind of cut it here and be done with it. Just because there's no real reason to keep going and going and going just to see them stack and stack and stack. Unless we die here. Dodge? Dodged. Okay. That's fine.
Time to get serious.
Yep. Okay.
Gonna go all out.
Always got to focus, man. I always got to focus on that. So we'll let this Dokkan attack go off. We'll let this turn kind of play out. And then I think that's pretty much just going to be the video. Yeah, I think that's going to be basically it. Because we've seen everything we want from them. All right, so that was our look at the World Tournament EZAs for the Caulifla and Kale. Overall, I think they do really well. You throw them on their U6 team, they're pretty good. With the content now, it's a little bit harder to get them going, right? Because the bosses hit so hard to begin with. But if you get them into like a long event, you know, that kind of builds up over time, like festival, they are gonna look really, really good, and they're gonna be super fucking strong by the end of it, right? Everything they're doing, the way they build off each other, the way they build their team, very good. I'm very impressed. For World Tournament characters, I'm very impressed. But I am, like I said, I am a big U6 kind of fan of the Saiyans, you know, Kaba, Caulifla, Kale. I'm a big fan of the U6 Saiyans. So to see them get some justice here, even with World Tournament characters, I'm pretty happy with. So I think that's gonna do it for the video today, though, guys. So if you guys stuck around to the end, I appreciate you. Thanks for hanging out with me. Let me know what you guys think of the EZAs for the World Tournament characters, the Caulifla and Kale. How well do they perform for you? Did you take them into some long events? Let me know how you're running them, who you're running them with, and how they're performing for you. Like, subscribe, do the thing, and I'll see you guys next time. See ya!